All right, welcome to today's meeting, Board of Executives of Walton County Schools. Today's date is September 2nd, 2022. This is our monthly board meeting for the month of September. Please keep in mind, all comments by public members need to be held until the time is given. The time will be given closer to the end, as we do have a few extra parts we are skipping or that are being covered by other people. I would also like to inform you that this meeting is being recorded, so everything that you say will be on the recording, and it will also be uploaded to YouTube, so everything that you say will be uploaded to YouTube as well. I thought I'd inform you of that. So, seeing as one of our Board of Executives members isn't here, he's pretty crucial when he's not here. Mr. Tony Brutrich would normally do our call to order, so I'm going to go ahead and do the call to order. I call to order now the September 2nd, 2022 meeting of Walton County Schools Board of Executives. Now, if you would, you don't have to have your mic on or anything, but follow along with me. This is how we're doing it now. I'm going to lead you guys in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Let's just take a brief moment of silence before we begin the meeting. Thank you. At this moment, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Diego to ask for the approval for the meeting to commence and release of meeting notes.
Meeting shall begin. Let's see.
All right, and then it'll be back to me. All right, special announcements. So, anything with recognitions or stuff. There's two people that are not here that are being recognized, so this should be fun.
This should be a short meeting.
Yeah. I would like to recognize Mr. Diego, Mr. Brutrich, and Mr. Jones for showing community commitment, for being here throughout any special functions, except both of them are kind of occupied right now, Mr. Brutrich and Mr. Jones. I understand their situations. But I would like to thank personally Mr. Diego, Mr. Brutrich, and Mr. Jones for committing themselves to the community, helping out in recent events, and just being there for the community in general. You guys have truly shown what dedication means, and I would also just, throwing this out there as a general idea, I would also like to thank our I would like to thank any of our route coordinators, anyone like that, drivers that make dedication and come to routes regularly. And the next, probably at the end of the meeting, you will have, all three of you will have an recognition plaque type thing in your DMs.
That's going straight on my wall.
Yep. But yeah, thank you guys for doing that. Yeah, we're gonna move right along with the meeting. Also, this is a time for any member. Well, just since it's two of us, get any extra comments out. I personally don't have any extra comments, so if you want to say something before I start the meeting, now's the time.
I'm gonna go ahead and say something real quick because it sounds like we're going full on saying and whatnot. It's mainly because we don't really have the people that we were expecting, the attendance that we're supposed to have gotten. To the two people that we were supposed to have had that was up here as well, they're both gone, but do keep in mind we're not going to cancel the meeting because people are gone. We're going to continue going through the meeting. If they want to add something, they could add it on later.
Yes. Thank you for that, Mr. Diego. With that in mind, though, any part of the meeting that was theirs will either be taken over by me or Mr. Diego if we have any information on the topic. If we have no such information on the topic, you will be updated with it later. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and open up my part of the meeting, which is game developments, paperwork, status updates, that kind of good stuff, all the stuff that a superintendent has to do. So, one thing I would like to talk about is our game. The game's pretty good right now. We've had some updates done, but possible new updates will be talked about and discussed. I probably will even make polls about this because there are needs for stuff like that, but I don't really know if we need that for this. We'll be adding in 2 more schools. We'll be adding in Walnut Grove High School and Harmony Elementary School. These schools are needed because our zoning for the other 3 schools is getting very seems to be taking over everywhere, and our schools are therefore getting too packed. So we're not trying to make sure that our schools are like, you know, you step 1 foot and you have walk into somebody else type of thing. Although in reality, majority of the time, especially if you're a high schooler, that will happen. We are going to try to work that out, but as of right now, zoning purposes are still being talked about, and we'll be rezoning certain areas very soon, as we will be getting a new high school, and certain areas of different middle schools will be rezoned to fit better zoning purposes. For instance, the town of Walnut Grove, that will be zoned for Loganville Middle School, and some of Loganville Middle School's zoning will be dropped off to Carver Middle School, as they have fewer students, and basically it's going to make it even when we do that split like that. Do I have any comments on that before I continue to my next topic?
No comments so far.
All right. All right, so I would like to take this time, as we do have one member in the discussion with us, and also we have this recording running. I'd like to take the time to readdress some community rules. Recent events have prevented me from having to be able to state this to everybody as a whole. So this is my time right now to get it out to everybody. I would like to let you guys know to keep in mind, when a heated discussion is going on, you have to give the other person enough time to talk back. Especially if you're starting an argument with staff. If you start an argument with staff, I mean, point blank, you're probably just going to get warned either way, and the argument will be deleted, purged from chat, as it does clog up community channels. There has been recent events to where 2 to 3 people have been teaming up on one person in the community, and starting just very, very untrue statements, stating very untrue statements, and talking untrue about others. So just keep this in mind. The person you're arguing with is also another person as well. So you need to keep that in mind if you're going to do that. But do keep in mind, you will be warned if there is an argument. The pinging thing. I understand you may want to get your message across to somebody, but the best possible solution for that, if their DMs are open, is to DM them. I, for one, am not a big fan of being quadruple pinged in a group one day, unless it's absolutely needed. So, for instance, if someone's pinging me staff channel or just a regular channel in general, they are abusing the pinging rule. So the pinging rule is excusable to a point if it regards the route and the person in it, or just a staff question in general. Yes, you may do that, but keep it limited to at least 2. If you have other questions after the second ping, please send them into one of our DMs. Any of the staff will be glad to assist you. Another thing I would like to discuss is the I know this is very tough for a lot of you. We need to work on our language skills. And what I mean by that is, as one of our bots warned you, it says bad words in all caps. So try to refrain from using swear words if possible. Because you still will be warned. The first time is a verbal warning or just a chat warning. Then the second time is an actual legitimate warning in the server. I have someone that has like 4 warnings for that.
I wonder who.
Yeah, I wonder who as well. Also, keep in mind, rule number 2 of group rules, no disrespect, treat the other person how you want to be treated. That's just the golden rule we learned in elementary school. Now, with that in mind, that's pretty much it. Really, when you're in a VC2, this has also been an issue. If I have to yell over you, you're talking too loud. Because I'm not a quiet person. I am not a quiet person. You can ask Mr. Diego, Mr. Jones, and Mr. Bertrich, and they will tell you for a fact that I am not quiet in whatsoever. When I get to talking, I'm talking. So if I have to yell over you, that usually means that you're talking too loud, or you're interrupting someone in the middle. So keep that in mind. Everybody wants to speak. Give each other a chance. That's it for there. For that, my next topic will be positions. Yay! So I was hoping to have more board members for this, but we have about 3 or 4 positions that are in need of being filled right now. I'm just gonna go ahead and start listing. So we need a new training director. We also need to find, hopefully soon, a new transportation supervisor. Because, as some of you know, I was hoping that Mr. Jones could be here so he could give you his message on behalf of the board. But I'll give it to you for him. He states that he truly enjoyed being with Walton County, and he still is enjoying it to this day. He would like to thank everybody that shows dedication to being at routes, especially his route coordinators and people under his supervision. He states his main reason for having to go down from his position is because he is in too many other groups. He says it would be unfair that we get treated less because of his need in other groups, which I can totally understand. He would like to say, though, he will still be here until the time comes for him to be replaced by somebody else, or the role that he is on right now will be co-ran. So if Mr. Jones is on one day, he'll take charge over the other person that is in the role. I'm going to talk about possible solutions with this in a minute with me and Mr. Diego. Our last two roles are Fleet Manager and District 2 Manager. Now, I understand that we have people that are in the community that have higher seniority. However, in light of recent events, this prevents us from being able to promote anybody else. Because we need the full-time drivers right now, and I'm sure that there's a lot of people that would love to help the community out, but truth be told, we're trying to find more and more drivers before we do that. So Fleet Manager and District 2 Manager will be a little bit later. For the time being, I would like to appoint Mr. Diego as the temporary leader of District 2. As we don't have anybody else. So, yeah. Thank you, Mr. Diego. And our transportation supervisor, Mr. Jones, he helps out by managing District 1 as well as me. I manage District 1 as well. So, the district would typically be run by the route coordinator of that area.
Yeah, the one it's me.
Yeah, so whenever we get more and more when we get the buses put over in District 2, certain buses put in District 2, which will be by assignment, we will put certain buses in District 2 and certain in District 1. There'll be two separate lists, so more paperwork for staff. But yes, I would like to give Mr. Diego the role of District 2 Manager. And,
It's an honor.
yes, you're welcome. And, yeah, we'll go on from there, but, I do have a question this is open for board member comments and votes. Our membership campaign, what are we going to do about that? I was hoping Mr. Birchwich could be here to help us with that, but he doesn't seem to be.
You need to elaborate more on what it means. Because just saying membership campaign.
Well, membership campaign, basically what I'm trying to say is that to gain more members that are going to be active and apply, what are we going to do about that? Are we going to have advertisements?
Advertisements are the best option so far.
Are we going to do partnerships?
I mean, the last partnership we have is Lone Star. Lone Star went far, but then it alone, I'm not putting the company back up because it's just so much work to get another map done.
Well, this is how I see it. If we continue to grow the group to around over 60 members, I can get us a partnership somewhere.
Yeah.
So, for that, I'll probably start taking some of the group funds and putting it towards advertisements. Is there any opposed?
I say we should move out of this topic, get to my topic, because it is kind of getting a little boring.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to get through all of mine first.
Yeah. Let alone you're getting through other people's as well, because everyone else hasn't shown up.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to try to speed run through this. Fleet situation, I'd like to notify the entire community about this. We will no longer have the Bluebird Vision full-size handicap, as it was a member-given model. So
wait.
What?
Which one is it again?
The handy.
Bluebird Vision full-size handy. Okay.
Yeah. And we have been generously donated by one of our other members, and that donator was given the choice to choose whatever bus would be added. Now, these buses are specifically for sped drivers, which I have agreed to. It's going to be wait for it. It's going to be a handicap Bluebird T3. That's going to be interesting. Now, in the district that I'm basing this off of, we've had handicap A3s. So I don't see the issue in adding a T3. There's not a problem with that, in my opinion. I'm going to save the rest of that probably for Mr. Diego because I'm sure he has something about that. Holiday information. Here within the next next week will be Labor Day week. So the 5th and the 6th, Walton County Schools has off. Okay? So you get 2 days off. The second day is a teacher work day. So no students going to the school, just teachers going to work. And so we will be off Monday and Tuesday. However, if we have a route Wednesday, that's when operations pick up. More than likely, if we have a route on Wednesday, that will be ran by Mr. Joseph Nitro, or even any other route host that sees fit to do that. So, yes, I would also inform you that here shortly I should have a district calendar finalized, and it will be uploaded to our website as well as our Google Drive for staff and just drivers in general. Alright, last thing is new logo. I'm sure all of you have noticed our new logo. So, kudos to Mr. Brutrich for making this awesome logo that is now being used on all of our documents and anything related to Walton County. Even the game has the logo on it. Every logo that is associated with our school district is being used from the one that Mr. Brutrich sent us. So yes, kudos to him for that. If you have any route sheet information, please contact your supervisor is one thing I'll say during this meeting about route sheets and route things in general. Okay, I'm going to turn this over right now to Mr. Drew Diego for any important topics that he has.
So important topics I have. So we've been discussing this, and I know it's not really a topic that we're wanting to get to so far, but it's a topic that I want to get to. It's going to be a board of executive decision first, and then it's going to be released to the public, and it's introducing the ICCE. I know that we're not going to introduce it so far, like right now, right here, because of the recent events that just happened. But I've been looking into it, and I've been looking at the buses that we do have, let alone the buses I have in my general fleet, which are Gen X buses. We're looking for more Gen X buses as Hux 3, although Hux 3 and Hux 4 buses, they're pretty good buses. It's just they're a little bit more confusing for most people. So we've been looking for more Gen X buses, and we have an IC. In saying this, we are going to be doing a BOE another Board of Executives decision first, and then depending on it, we'll give it out to the public and let the public vote. If the public votes yes, there may be a good chance that we add it into the near future. Another thing too. So it has come to my attention that we are with WC 1 and 2. WC 1 is the older bus, is the most known bus because it was the first bus that we have. WC 2 though is catching up quite quickly because it has a colored interior, which is cool to most people, and most people want to pick that one. And seeing this, we've noticed that some of the kids have been running off to WC2, overpacking WC2, and no one really wants to go in WC1. Its general maintenance is coming up, so for both buses. So we're going to take WC2 or WC1 out of fleet for like a couple more days, whenever it does the maintenance for basically it's going to get a full-on redesign. The interior is going to be redesigned. It's basically going to be a carbon copy of WC2 for the factor that we want to even out the buses. In saying this, it has also come to my attention WC 1 and 2 have been in our fleet for a good amount of time. They've both been really good buses. They've both been really good, or they've both been really, they've been reliable. The only thing is, though, is that we do need ourselves another WC bus. This being said, we want to go back with a vision, but we kind of want to vary what buses we use, as the Silver Bullet fleet is going to be, I mean, right now it's strictly just 2 visions.
And they're 2022s, by the way, so I'm glad they've been holding out.
Yep, I hope they do. What I've been thinking was we go with a T3. I've also been thinking why not go back with a nose bus, because the nose buses are a little bit more reliable. So I was thinking if we do get ourselves an IC or in the near future, and we still don't have WC3 by any chance, then most likely the IC would be it. It's a Gen X bus. It's a Gen or all that good nonsense. But if it's like needs to be right here, right now, it could be a T3. We could have a flat nose bus, make it a part of the Silver Bullet gang, but we have to be just eyeballing it, basically, see which bus should we use. That'll be more of a decision with the with the board of executives and how we should do it. If we do have any votes of what bus should be WC3, go ahead, put it in general chat. Make your voice heard. Say what bus you'd like. But just don't spam the chat. We can't have that again.
Yeah, please.
Another thing too. Gosh, I wish they would get back to me. They still yet to get it back to me. They're all playing games. Oh, what was my third topic I was going to bring up? Great. My the 04s, the 04 FS65s, I'm going to bring into Walton County for the factor. We've been needing those for a while, and I've been holding the model for too long. And I don't know why I've been holding it, probably because I've been lazy. But we're going to be bringing those in as spare buses. Most likely, anyhow. Airplane would be a good bus. Yeah, that sounds about right. Alright, well, because they still yet to get to me on that frickin' message I said, I'm gonna just say it here. Regarding the message that Mr. Jacob Clark has said to us.
The legal for legal reasons it's Jake, but and that's what's listed on all documentation.
Okay, fine. Well, what he said earlier was that our bus, the full-size handicap vision, has been taken out of our fleet. I'm sorry to hear it. I got too sad anyhow, and now my bank account's looking a little bit dry, because I bought myself one for Walton. I expect to be fired by the end of the day for the factor that Jake is going to be quite mad that I'm using my bank account again. But
we will discuss this at a different time.
Okay. But we will be having the full size Bluebird Vision back in the fleet again. So we don't have that inconvenience again. Jake, I'm going to hand it back to you. I don't have anything else to hand to.
All right. Mr. Brutrich would normally start right over here after Mr. Diego, but he has certain events to prevent him from being here today, so I'm going to go ahead and say anything on behalf of the Vehicle Maintenance Department that he would like to be said. He has not left me anything, but I'm just going to say anything that I see. We basically just need, if you're handicap, or not handicap certified, but if you are mechanic certified, have your chauffeur's license, your ELS certification, all that, which should be majority of the staff members that are here. If you're able to help out in the mechanic field, that would be greatly appreciated, as we have 2 supervising mechanics that cannot make it into game due to life things that go on with them. We have one, I think we might have 2 people that are not fully trained to be a mechanic. That would be Mr. Stephen Rogers and apparently Mr. Quandary Dingle. And yes, he chose that, and I allowed it. Because it's close, but it's not to something that relates to our culture today. So that's basically on my behalf of that for him. Keep in mind, if your bus has any problems, please make sure you use a repair form and report it. Because, you want to have a job to do as well as give the mechanics a job to do. Also, mechanics reserve the right, if they find any problem that seems to be an issue on your type of bus, if it has a specific specification on it, and they have seen that it has other issues like other buses, they can pull your bus from you and do a mandatory inspection or just fix the issue itself, and you'll be put on a spare bus. So yes, mechanics do have the right to call out to your bus, and in the middle of routes, you have to take your bus back to the shop to be fixed. So keep that in mind. Your bus can be called out any moment and be taken, just like that. So yeah, I would like to also let you know our monthly inspections will be happening very soon for the month of September. All of our buses will be thoroughly inspected to make sure that they are safe to be driven on the roads in Walton County. I would also like to take a moment right now to tell you guys the channel we upload this on. This is just a Roblox group. It's very realistic, like a school district would be. However, we are not the actual Walton County. Full disclaimer. That's why the channel has a different name, and we have different logos and all that. So keep that in mind, anyone at YouTube or even people at Walton County. By the way, good job. Keep up the good work, because I've been taking a look at your district. Great job. Route coordination. So this would be a co-topic between me and Mr. Diego. Route coordination, to my knowledge, seems to be doing pretty well right now. So I don't see any issues, except for maybe one issue with a staff member underneath that category, which has been addressed, and he will be handled for the actions that he has done. I don't have anything. Do you have anything else for the route coordination department, Mr. Diego?
I got nothing.
Okay. Alright. Mr. Bertrich is also not here for this. Right now, I'm going to open the floor to anyone who would like to comment on any of the topics spoken. Make a public suggestion. So if you could, this is all in your choice. Anyone that is listening on the meeting right now, you can raise your hand and ask to be spoken. And I'll accept it, because that's just how this thing works, apparently. So if you have a comment on anything or a suggestion, please do the raise your hand, and we'll accept it and let you speak. Keep in mind that you have 10 minutes maximum for any comments spoken.
We got one person here, so it's not really going to be too long.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions? No? Okay.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna leave it open for another. I'm gonna leave it open for a minute.
Here, I got an idea. Invite to speak.
No comment.
Oh, no. Hi there, sir. Do you have any questions for us?
Comment.
Huh?
He said no comment.
No comment.
Gosh darn it. Alright, well, back to the stage you go.
Alright. Well, there's that. Final statements from board members. I'd just like to throw this out there. Thank you guys for really attending this needed meeting that really needed to happen
3
earlier.
people showed up.
But we still appreciate even low attendance. So
I don't.
even low attendance shows dedication.
I mean, the 3 people that showed up shows dedication.
Yes,
the
that's
others
what
don't.
I'm saying. But I would like to draw this meeting to a close, as there are topics that the board still has to debate on. So at a later date, the board will decide these, and it'll be a short meeting, short semi-emergency meeting that will be uploaded as well. I'll try to upload these to Google Classroom as well. Oh yeah, by the way, drivers that are new, if you don't have the Google Classroom information, please DM me now. And I'll get that situated for you, because that is necessary for you, so you're not failing, because your grade is a performance check to see if you're actually doing your job correctly. And if your grade gets below a certain point, then we start questioning you. So please give us an easier job.
Please.
But with that in mind, if there's nothing else to be said, I would like to say thank you on behalf of the Walton County Board of Executives for attending our monthly meeting. We truly have enjoyed getting these new things out in the open. So when a new meeting occurs between all the board members, you will be notified after the meeting, because it would probably just be a closed meeting due to or it might be an open meeting as well, still to be determined. But either way, you'll still be notified about the meeting. So yes, I'd like to thank you for that. And as of 8:42 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the meeting of Walton County Board of Executives has come to a close. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.